And then you're going to see exactly where you have to drill in the back. Huh?
But the down here, I put glue so that it stays already.
No. Well, you could if you want, but I don't put glue on neither of them until we come back and we install it.
Oh, okay.
Because you could, and it would work that way, but let's say for whatever reason, the dowels are not going to work. I'm going to have to cut them. Like this, I just literally put it in to support, leave the panel on, we leave a tape on it, and we say removable panel. Plumber's going to take it out when he does the sink, and he's going to leave it to the side. And we come back, because I just did this on West Mary and on multiple other jobs. So they know, because it's the same plumbers. They know the way we operate. It's perfect, because it's way worse on the side panels. And I'm going to do on the side panels, I want to do a line of black silicone, because it's going to be water here, right? And I'm going to do the same thing here and there. I'm going to put tape, silicone. Yeah, that's good. So not just 2-3 dabs of PL, boom, or just a 23 gauge, 2-3 nails. Okay. It is better, yeah, just nails. And put them at the top.
Because when the client manages the project, the focus, from the get-go is cost reduction. But cost reduction comes with service reduction. Cost reduction comes with problems along the way, comes with compromises on timeline, comes with, and you have to understand when you go and you get different teams that do not work together and are not all structured around the same designer or around the same contractor, you take a very big chance. You take a chance of them not communicating well, not having the same lingo, because the same, let's say, approximate term can mean different things to different trades. And that can lead to miscommunication. And miscommunication leads to mistakes. And mistakes lead to delays and to extra cost. So you're not really saving anything. You're lying to yourself if you think you're saving money, but by not hiring the people who can implement a structure.
What do we have here? What do you want? I'm gonna do 10 and 1/16, and then I'm gonna take from the plans the width of the cabinet and make it like 1 inch or 2 inches shorter, right? Because we don't want to have this against the wall, or do we? No. Say something. Say something. You could put it, I guess, against the wall on the left, but on the right where the shelves are, it needs to be inwards a little bit so that you can access the top shelf. Because it's going to be only 10 inches deep. The cabinet is 23 inches deep, so you will have room to go in, even if I go all the way to the shoe cabinet with the shelf. Okay. You will still be able to, but I don't think it's going to look good. Right. If the shelf in this cabinet goes somewhere in between two shelves in the other cabinet.
But if it's 2-3
inches,
it breaks that.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. The other thing is, how do we stop this, the bar? Right, because these are like this, and it's open on that side. So if you were to have stuff on hangers, and let's say you shuffle through them, the bar's gonna go. Drill a hole in the back, and we put even a hinge screw through it just to lock it in. Because I think we could squeeze it, but seeing this might crack.
Yeah,
paint.
The finish,
Yeah. And the other thing, it is good because it's gold, but it's not the same gold. That one is more yellow, right?
This is
Like,
glittery.
Yeah, that stuff's almost brassy gold.
But we have so much light in that bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think you're gonna see the difference. What do you think, Mike? But then, this, if you don't have this distance between the top of your drawer front and the top of the drawer box, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking that this is the best one. It's not like this lip here. It's gonna make this squeeze on the drawer front and this squeeze on the drawer box front. The back of the drawer front at the top will never be touched by none of them. It's only the back of the drawer box front.
And
There you go.
And replace.
Is it upside down?
No, I just went through the back.
Let's see. There we go. So here we have locker rooms, or locker room, or locker pod. Locker pod sounds better. This is how many people were anticipating to have used the shop at the same time in the near future. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So we ain't gonna stop until there's 20 people roaming around here. But yeah, and we're gonna have the entrance through a Narnia door, a double door. Front is gonna be all closed. And yeah, this is gonna be the locker room. Everybody's gonna be able to leave their stuff here rather than in the office or on tables or in the car. Everybody's gonna have their stuff in the shop and away from dust. And we're gonna leave the top open so that a little bit of light can still come through until we're gonna put lighting inside. And we're gonna do the lunchroom upstairs. As everybody were talking last week, we said lunchroom should be upstairs so you can enjoy the view. Yeah, hopefully we get this done today. We'll see.